Cyberbrainer is an online training platform designed to help individuals and teams learn the latest technologies and become certified professionals, producing a comprehensive learning experience.
Now we are going to be jumping on to what is called as creation of a custom report. The other day we saw creation of a custom report, but we only saw simple reports. And what are the other different types of reports that I can create? All right. I'm not using the nomenclature over here, so don't curse me. I'm just using it because I want this to undice. I want to understand what I'm creating, so that's why I'm not using any nomenclatures here. First and foremost, I'm going to deal only a few of these. I'm not going to deal everything over here. For now, let us look only at a simple. We've already seen about searched. We'll see advanced next, and then probably matrix port. We'll see matrix, simple, and then search. We've already seen, and then we'll see advanced. I don't want you to learn all of this right now, because some of these can be very, very confusing for you. If I'm going to introduce and the way those fields and everything is going to be designed is also quite complex. So I'll deal only with smaller subsets of reports right now, and then we'll go to next, and first up we will advance reports. Advanced reports are nothing, but we saw simple reports in advanced reports. We are going to have more number of filter criteria, security relevant stuff, and then I can have prompt things. I can do a grouping. I can do so much of stuff in my advanced report. That is number 1 over here. Alright, next matrix report. Probably you know, all of you know, what exactly a matrix kind of a structure is going to be, right? It is more a report which is going to be built with both rows as well as columns and a data level. If I have to show it in an easier way. So here I'm going to have. So this is going to be my month column. Say, on the column side, I'm going to have month, and here I'm going to have, say, city. Alright. So I'm going to have January 2023. Alright. And here I'm going to have something like New York, I'm going to have California. I'm going to have Delhi and everything. Alright. This is what I'm trying to evolve over here is. This is a simple matrix report. Alright. A standard report could look like for Delhi. What is going to be the month? Okay. What is going to be the rainfall for the month of January? My rainfall could be like 20 centimeters. In February, it could be like 30 centimeters of rainfall, and March, I could have it as 0, something similar to this. Whereas if I'm going to be building a matrix level report, I'm going to have both rows and columns as fields. And so this is like, say, I'm going to have 10 over here, 20 here, 0 here. And then, same way, I'm just going to be incrementing it with, say, some dummy values over here, when the something like that. I'm just incrementing it randomly. So ignore the values that I just have built over here. I'm just putting a random equivalent value over here. So this is typically a matrix kind of a report, just like how you do matrices in your schooling or college whenever you study in matrix. Whereas this is just a single dimension report for Delhi, what is going to be the rainfall for every month at a single city level, whereas this is going to be a multi-dimensional structure, which we call it as a matrix report. Clear on this, Fonta, what exactly we mean by it? A very, very simple example for this. I may even put this as something like what is going to be my revenue for different departments, for sales say, and then I am going to be putting it like marketing, alright, and this I would just put it as R&O. What is going to be my revenue or expense for different departments for every month? What is going to be this, especially in finance reports? Imagine this to be ignore the values and any not be really same. Imagine that these are in millions of dollars every month. What is going to be my revenue or my expense? Usually for finance, matrix reports are the ones that we usually build, so you may have seen all your financial statements, and financial statements are usually billed as R&O or billed as a matrix level report. Clear on this, alright. So, especially if you are going to do finance reports, I usually use matrix reports for that. Alright, that's why I said I don't want you to bog down with so many reports. We'll see metrics advanced. We've already seen search. We've seen simple reports for now. Let's go into advance, because advanced reports are the most commonly used reports for you all. Right next, optimized for performance. This is a very, very important field, or a setting over here, and if I hover over this, it will show you something called, as it is going to show only indexed data sources. Alright, why? Because if I choose this in my data source, I will see only certain indexed data sources. And if you see, there's a small icon over here right next to workers. You see a small thunderbolt kind of an icon. What that means is it is an indexed data source. If you see over here for these three, the first, or for all of them, you see an indexed data source over here because I've chosen the filter over here as optimized. Now, I'm just removing this, and I will, of course, get an alert. That alert is going to say, enables you to select non-indexed data source. I've already explained what exactly an indexed and a non-indexed is. Now, let me hit the same search and you will see a lot of different data sets over here as well. This one worker audit. There is a thunderbolt sign right next to it, which means this is an indexed data source. Now let me just pick randomly another one worker building date here. I do not have that particular option of indexed data source, because this is not an indexed data source at all. Alright, and what is the each? What is actually the advantage of an indexed data sources? That performance is going to be better in my report, especially if I'm going to build a report which is going to have hundreds of thousands of data. I would rather want to choose an indexed data source. Clear on this, guys, what exactly it is. What is the difference between an indexed and a non-indexed data source and, for all practical purposes, I would want you to choose an indexed data source only. Workers for HCM reporting is a good data source and we used it most of the times for all the HCM relevant information, and this is going to give workers as a primary object and returns one single row, which is going to be the latest effective data row per worker. Guys, clear on this? I'm just moving on to the next one because we're going to be creating an advanced report and right at the start itself. If you see, you will see so many different options over here compared to a standard report. Stand up are a simple report. And next, let me introduce you one important topic which I always love, and the reason why I introduce that related business object is because, see here. I have a column over here which says business object, which means my primary business object is going to be worker, whereas if in a real world my client is asking for the position's job profile information, I can use this particular information here as well, which means from the worker business object. I'm actually going across to my position business object via the related fields, and I am fetching a field which is probably going to be say job profile, from the position information, see the business object over here.